So I heard you want to get started block printing, but you're on a budget and you don't know where to start, but you want to make cute prints like this one. I've got you. In this video, we're going to go through all of the tools that you need to get started, the absolute basics, so that you're not spending $100, $200 to start a new hobby. We're going to do it on a budget. When I first started, I kind of bought a million things and wasn't really sure what I was doing, but now I have tried a lot of things and I can kind of give you the lowdown on what works, what doesn't, what is absolutely necessary for you to get started. And yeah, let's get into it. First, you're gonna want some kind of rubber. I recommend soft pink rubber as opposed to the Battleship Gray that you might see a lot of people use. The Battleship Gray to me is just really hard to carve on if you're not an expert, and it's very thin, so it's very easy to make holes in it and it not come out as perfect as you want. I think this is a little bit more forgiving. I will link my Amazon list that has all of the things that I use to get started. If you don't buy the kit that comes with the rubber lino included, I recommend just getting a box of little erasers. I think this came in a pack of 24. If you're gonna make cute mini prints, the erasers work just as well. So that's the first thing that you need. The second thing is that you need carving tools. Once again, the kit that I would recommend that has served me so well in the last year since I started printmaking came with this little, you'll see it's some random brand. Came with 8 tools, there's one missing. I really only use 3 of them and I will show you which ones. I hope you can see that well. This one is the small V. Then we have the round U shapes, and then I have kind of one of the, I don't know what this is called. It's pointy though. Those are the main 3 that I use that I think you could get away with using. I would also 100% recommend an X-Acto knife. These are perfect for small details when you don't want to buy like the super fancy tiny carving tools. X-Acto knife works just perfectly, especially when I'm carving out letters. You anticipate wanting to do, any sort of words. Get an X-Acto knife. Ink is a little more complicated. There are 2 main types of ink. There is water-based ink and oil-based ink, and which should you start with? Well, water-based is easier to clean up because you can just use soap and water, and it's a little less intimidating to use, but in my honest opinion, I think water-based is kind of a waste of money. Consistency of the prints never really came out well for me, but if you want to start with water-based because it is definitely easier as a beginner, I would recommend the Speedball Black. This is a perfect ink to start with. I still use it to this day, although it's not my favorite. I definitely prefer oil-based, but the kind of cleanup can be really intimidating for people. Now, if you want a good in-between option, and let's say you're just getting started and you really want a lot of colors, well, I highly recommend these mini archival inks. You can get them in 4 packs, or you can get, I think, 16 of them, also linked in the Amazon shop. These are perfect if you want to get started with a lot of color. I've got teal, I've got yellow out here. I used these mini archival inks to make this cute pea print. I think they're perfect for beginners if you want that archival good quality of ink without the mess and the cleanup. And it's perfect for beginners who aren't really very sure of color theory yet. I didn't really understand ink color mixing when I first started, so having all of these color options was a perfect way to start for me, and it's how I make all of my mini prints still to this day. If you go the more tube-based ink, you're going to need a brayer and something to roll it on. Now, I normally just roll on a paper plate. I think that's the easiest. You can just throw it away after. You don't have to worry about cleanup. You need hard rubber brayer as opposed to like a foam brayer. This will give you very smooth, consistent ink coverage, and that is important. But if you use the small ink pads, then you obviously don't need a brayer. That kind of eliminates a whole step. Next is paper. There's a lot of paper types. There's a lot of fancy paper out there, a lot of printmaking specific fancy paper. For a long time, I used the Strathmore's printmaking, heavyweight printmaking paper, but I found I just wasn't getting as consistent prints as I wanted, and it was a printmaking paper. But When I switched to just white cardstock, heavyweight cardstock, I started getting much more consistent, beautiful prints. The last thing that you're gonna need to make these prints is some sort of burnishing tool or a Baron. This is what you would use to actually burnish the print as opposed to like a big expensive press. What I recommend, my favorite method, is to take a spoon. This is a giant serving spoon from my great-grandmother. Really helps kind of get into all of those details and make sure the ink is very evenly distributed onto your paper. And yeah, I think using a spoon, either like a metal spoon or the back of a wooden spoon, as opposed to spending that extra money on a Baron, is definitely worth it in the beginning. And I still use this method to this day with most of my prints. Future Kristen here. I realized I forgot an entire category, and that's how do you get your design onto the rubber in the first place? Well, there are two main methods. My preferred is the acetone method. This is where you print out your design using a LaserJet printer, and then you just flip it onto the rubber and wipe the acetone with a cotton ball, and your design will transfer onto the rubber. If you don't have a LaserJet printer, you can also use tracing paper, where you draw your design straight onto it and then flip it over and kind of rub that into the rubber, or kind of scribble on the back. People do it different ways, but yeah, that's very important. If I was going to completely start over today, what would I purchase? Well, I would get the kit that comes with the rubber blocks, the tools, and the brayer. It's such a fantastic deal and perfect for beginners. And like I said, those tools have truly lasted me an entire year already. I would also probably start with the medium ink pads. I think that these are also perfect for beginners. Maybe get like a black and one or two colors. I looked, and the mini archival inks are $40 for 16 of them. I think they're fantastic, but that is a little bit of a higher price for someone who is just starting out. So stick with the bigger ones and get less colors. You don't need all of those colors to get started, so just get a few. I got these from Michaels, but I would also get white cardstock, an X-Acto knife, acetone, and yeah, I think that's all you need to get started. So stay tuned for a tutorial on how we use all of these things. How do we block print? Coming soon. But this is just the essentials of what you need to get started. So I hope this was helpful. Yeah, thanks for watching. Toodles!